Hi friends, welcome back to part 3 of our Pando Shawl crochet along. This week we're covering how to crochet around our piece, how to crochet our borders, and how to start working on the back of our shawl. Now, if you haven't followed part 1 and part 2, go back and do that first. You need that foundation, but then come on back and let's get started with part 3. So, for the start of part 3, you should have the kind of base of your shawl, this part here, finished and ready to go. What we're going to focus on today is working this single crochet edge right here that goes along the edge of our shawl. We'll also work our half double crochet edging border, and then we will focus on how to get the back started. And I'm even going to go as far as showing you our really easy 1-row repeat for the rest of the bag. So hopefully by the end of today's part, we will be finished, ready to go, and within a week, you will have a beautiful finished sweater shawl. So let's get started. All right, so now that we are all set up, I obviously, like I said, have a very small piece of fabric here. Yours is going to be much larger. It's going to take much longer to do, but that's why we have smaller pieces so I can show you a little bit more on the video. To get started on the edging, which is where you should have ended. So your scarf portion should be between 56, 67, or 78 inches. You choose based on the size that you want. You'll end after working a row 14, so you'll have an edge that looks very similar to this, a little bit different, but pretty similar. Now, for the edging, what you're going to do is work 3 rows of half double crochet. So you can see on my finished piece here that I have 3 rows of half double crochet. You'll do a right side row, a wrong side row, and you'll end with a right side row. That's going to give you this nice edge here. Now, that's going to be pretty easy to do after you've completed your row 14 because you're just going to keep going. However, it's going to be a little bit more challenging to do it along the opposite side of your foundation row, which is what I want to show you. So to get started on that, you'll just need, obviously, your yarn, and you'll put a slip knot on your hook. You're using the same size hook and everything here. Now you're going to find the end of your foundation row that has your the end of your yarn hanging from it where that slip knot is, and you're going to find that first stitch, which is right here at the base of my hook. I'm going to insert my hook into the base of that first stitch where it's in the chain. So I want to go through the chain under the base of the first stitch, and then I'm going to start with a single crochet and a chain 1. That's basically a half double crochet for all intents and purposes, so I'm okay doing that. And then I'm just going to continue that process along the edge or the opposite side of my foundation chain. So we yarn over and then we find the chain, so right there, right under the base of that crochet, double crochet stitch. And we just work a half double crochet all the way across. All right, so I have my row of half double crochet along the bottom. I would work 2 more rows if I were working on the finished piece like you all are. But for now, I want to actually show you how to do our edging along the end of our rows. So the way that this works is that we will be working. That was a terrible sentence, but we're going to go with it. The way this works is that we will be working 2 half double crochets in the ends of each of our rows. Now, it's pretty easy to kind of find where the stitches should go because we have all these holes here. Here's the secret. it doesn't really matter where we put the stitches, and it doesn't matter how many. This is literally just to make it look nice. You can even skip this if you want, to be honest with you. But if you would like to, all I do is I put a half double crochet in each of the stitches that kind of makes sense. So I'm like, all right, well, that looks good there. And we need one here. And then every, I would say 10 stitches, I'll stop, I'll look back, and I'll go, that looks a little tight, because see how it's rippling? So I might want to go back and put an extra stitch in there just to be safe. And maybe I even go all the way back to the beginning and I put one here and see if that'll help and if that'll look good. Now, I obviously also don't want to pack too many stitches in there, because then you'll get the same thing. It'll get wavy and it'll be crowded. But that looks much better to me. Now you can do half double, which is what I recommend. You can do single, which is I think what I mistakenly said earlier in the video. You can even do a row of single and then a row of double. It's totally up to you and what you would like the edging of your piece to be. Now, once you have that done on either side, so you'll have it on this side here and this side here, that's where the rest of your back comes into play. So let's take a look at our sample here. You can see this is my back, right? You can see that I did my edging here, and I pick up my stitches and I work kind of down for the length of the back. Now, it does have a tendency to look a little trapezoidal, but don't worry, I didn't increase any stitches. This is just a very, very flexible stitch, so that's why that happens, but the weight of it stretches it down more into a traditional rectangle. So, all right, how do we do this? How do we get these stitches here, and where do we pick them up? How do we get them to go down? Well, we do a little math, kind of. The way that we're going to do it is, because I told you the stitches really don't matter, they honestly don't. What you'll do is you'll grab your scarf and you'll just fold it in half. Now, you want your ends to match up as much as they can. And then you want to, you can tell that I've already done this obviously, but you want to go up to where the shoulders would be. So right up here. And then you want to mark the stitch. So right where my hook is, you would mark that top center stitch. All right. That is going to be our center back. So once you mark that stitch, you can mark it with a hook, you can just put your finger on it, you can put a stitch marker there, a little loop of yarn, whatever you want to do, that's going to be your center stitch. Then, depending on the size, you're going to want to find your center 54, 63, or 72 stitches. How do we do that? Well, we find that center stitch, we divide our number in half, and we count down. So for 54, I need 27 stitches on each side. So I start here, and I'll count 27, and I'll put a marker. Then I'll flip it over, I'll do the same thing, count 27, put a marker in between those two markers. So if I mark this center stitch and I do 27 on each side, then I'll have 54 stitches in the middle, which is what I need to continue to work my back. Okay? I hope that makes sense. I hope it's not too complicated. It's spelled out in the pattern as well, which I will have up on the blog and link down below and all that good stuff. But essentially, you need to find the center 54, or sorry, need to find the center 54, 63, or 72 stitches. Okay, that's what we need. Now, the pattern will tell you to work multiple rows of half double crochet to get you kind of set up to start working. I'm going to recommend that you do single crochet, which is what I did here. The half double crochet is just a little boo-boo in the pattern. So we'll get that fixed. But if you're watching this video a little bit later, your pattern may say single crochet. If you're working the pattern on the blog, it says single crochet. If you downloaded the pattern or got it from our friends at Lion Brand, it probably says half double crochet. We'll get that fixed. If it says single crochet, we're gonna still go with it. So anyway, you'll want to pick up your 54, 63, 72 stitches, work down, do 3 rows of single crochet to get started. Then we'll work this right here. This is our last kind of cable that we'll do, last bit of texture that we'll do on this project. All right, so once you have your rows of single crochet completed, we're going to move on to row 3. This is our first kind of arrow row. So what we're going to do is get ready to work a triple crochet. We're going to skip 3 stitches and then triple into our next stitch. Okay? Now we need to work into those 3 stitches we just skipped. To do that, we're going to work a double crochet, but we need to go behind the triple crochet we just made. So see how I did that? Rotate it to the front. I'm going to pinch it with my thumb, and then at the same time, I'm going to go work double crochets into each of those 3 stitches that I skipped. So 1, 2, and 3. And then right away, you're going to see whether or not you did it right because you should have a triple crochet overlaid diagonally to the right in front of 3 double crochets. So let's do that again. We work a triple crochet. We skip 3 stitches, then work a triple. Then working behind that triple, we're going to do a double crochet in each of the 3 stitches we skipped. So 1, 2, and 3. And that looks like that. So you're going to repeat that same process all the way across the row for row 3. All right, so at the beginning of row 4, we're going to chain 3. That doesn't count as your stitch. And then we'll double crochet into the same first stitch. So you're going to want to make sure you do that. Then we're going to skip the next 3 stitches, all right? So we skip 3 stitches. Then we triple crochet into the next stitch. So triple is 2. So 1, 2, 3. We're going to skip those. Then we're going to triple crochet into that next stitch. Now, working in front of the triple crochet we just made, we're going to go back and work a double crochet in each of the 3 stitches. So 1, 2, and 3. Okay? Now, again, we skip 3 stitches. So 1, 2, and 3. We triple crochet into the next stitch. Then working in front of that triple, we double crochet in each of the 3 doubles that we skipped. So 1, 2, and 3. Let's do that one more time. Triple crochet, we're going to skip 3 stitches, triple crochet into the next stitch, and then double crochet in each of the 3 skipped stitches. So there's 1, there's 2, and there's 3. Now on the right side, you can see that that's created a nice little kind of triangle or arrow that'll repeat all the way across our work. One thing you want to keep in mind while we're doing this is you don't want your tension to be too tight. You don't want it to be too loose. Additionally, you shouldn't be increasing any stitches on this row. So go ahead, finish row 4. Then you're going to do 2 rows of single crochets. So for row 5 and 6, you'll just single crochet in each stitch. All right, so after you've completed row 6, we will be on the right side with row 7. We're going to chain 1, and then we're going to single crochet in the first stitch, then chain 1, and double crochet into the same stitch. All right, this is going to set us up for our pattern repeat row for the rest of our wrap. Then we're going to skip the next stitch, into the next stitch, single crochet, chain 1, double crochet, all into the same stitch, skip the next stitch, and then we single crochet, chain 1, double crochet into the next stitch. Now we're going to go ahead and repeat this all the way across. So just skip a stitch, single crochet, chain 1, double crochet. All right, so I've quickly turned this just so I can show you how to work your pattern repeat row, your row 8. What you're going to do every row for the entirety of the back is chain 1 and turn your work, which I've already done. Then in that center chain 1 right there, you'll single crochet, chain 1, double crochet. Now, all you're going to do is work into the chain 1 spaces. You're not going to worry about working into the stitches at the beginning or the end of the row. You're only going to work into those chain 1 spaces. So all the way across into the chain 1 spaces, just single crochet, chain 1, double crochet. And just work that all the way across. So, after you've repeated your row 8 enough times to get you to 16.5 inches or your desired length, you'll work 3 final rows of half double crochet. Then you'll fasten off, you'll weave in your ends, and that's it. Give it a good steam, and she's ready to wear. So, we made it so far. We worked all of these gorgeous cables. We had a lot of fun constructing the back, picking up stitches, and learning so many new skills. I hope you enjoyed this crochet along, and I can't wait for the next one. So until next time, friends, thank you so much for joining me. Happy crochet. Thank you for joining this crochet along. And until next time, I can't wait to see you in the studio again. Bye, guys.